Back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I'm Connor Williams, joined by Terry McAllister, and we're going to be reviewing the third instalment of the kits for this season. It's a nice yellow one, a throwback sort of kit. Terry, give me your thoughts on it.
I'm not the biggest fan of yellow kits in general. They're very popular, obviously, with most Evertonians because, traditional Everton away colours are like amber and blue. This one's all right. I think the main talking point is the Minimalist Badge. We'll come to that in a minute. But on the whole, the kit's all yellow. It's not got blue shorts or blue socks like in previous years. Like Hummels' first season has a yellow away kit, which super popular, but that had the chain shorts. This one, obviously, it's patterned on some 90s kits. That this kit and the new goalkeeper kit, both on 90s versions of the kits with the zigzag designs. I like it insofar as I can like a yellow kit. As I say, they're not really my cup of tea. But what I do quite like is the idea of the Minimalist Badge. Maybe not the full execution. We'll go into that in a second. But like the idea of a little bit of a change, I like it. How about yourself?
Yeah, I like it as well. I think, like you said, the execution will be better, which we'll get onto in a minute. I think I have this feeling that it might just be a one-time thing because I saw people kicking off over it. There's no consultation sort of attitude. I think it might be a one-time thing. Like City's third kit last year was absolutely horrible, and that didn't have a badge on or it was woven in, but it mainly just said City across it, and that was a one-time thing. But then part of me thinks that moving forward as a club and a business, we could see it as a minimalist thing in the future. Like you said, maybe under a different one. So give me your thoughts on the Minimalist Badge and how you think it could have gone a little bit better.
Well, obviously that design, that sort of like silhouette where it's just the tower and it's just a block colour, like that has sort of become the club's sort of corporate signature, hasn't it? It's on all the video packages along with the font that they've had made, and it's on all letterheads and things like that. Everything to do with the club are using that symbol. And the badge, the club crest, is still the club crest. It's never gonna. They'll never do away with the crest. No clubs will. But you see other football clubs like Liverpool, for example, and Tottenham. They've got club crests, but they have stripped back versions just for the kits. So outside Anfield, the Liverpool badge with the Shankly Gates and the Eternal Flames and whatnot, that's on the side of the stadium, but their kit is just a Liver Bear with LFC underneath. That is something I think that Everton will eventually do, something similar to that. Now, it might not be that exact badge that they've got on this kit. It might be more of a detail stylized one, like where it's just the badge, but it's got just the tower, but it's got the window and the lines and the stairs and whatnot. And it's got Everton underneath. It could be inside a laurel. There's lots of things they could do. But this is, I feel, it's just them testing the water, going, well, this is our new logo, as it were, not the badge. But we'll put it on a badge, just on a funky away kit, to see how it's received. And obviously, it's had a very mixed reception. I'm not particularly offended by it. I like trying something different. If they'd have come out this year with this on the home kit, and that was it, said, right, we're just having that as our badge for on the home kit, I'd have been a little bit like, not really for me. But just on one kit, I'm fine with that, mate.
Yeah, it certainly feels like it could be a soft launch. Like you said, test the water. And like you said, we're not the first club to maybe try a Minimalist Badge. And it's all about branding, isn't it? You're not going to send out documents. You got to think, with the crest on, an Everton crest, when they try and do business deals, it doesn't look as professional as something so small. Even if it's just a business card mark, watermark or something, it fits perfectly for that sort of thing. It is the tower once again, which the club are really loving. The tower appears on all the kits, and even I think the one that I'm wearing now from a couple of seasons ago, the triangles, and Hummel have done it before as well. Most of the kits try and get the sort of triangles in. I think Hummel last year or the year before said sort of try to make out that the chevrons were sort of inspired by that as well, which I must admit at the time I thought was a bit of a stretch because the sort of chevron-y things were like two different things. But yeah, I like it. Speaking of which, you mentioned obviously it might be a throwback. Before we get onto the goalkeeper's kit, which is well and truly a more obvious throwback if ever there was one, do you like the idea of the tower badge and the towers going up the side of the kit on the hip?
No, not particularly. For me, it'd be one or the other. I think the pattern. I think they could have been, since we've had a yellow kit recently. I think they could have stood to be a little bit more out there with the pattern. I would have liked an all over pattern. Maybe that's something we haven't had, like something that's a little bit more bold, whereas it seems half in, half out with the what they've got with the tower silhouettes at the side. I don't hate it, but it's a very 5 out of 10 kit for me overall. The only thing that makes it stand out for me is the minimalist badge, and as I say, I like the idea. Possibly not the execution. Maybe that particular signature image might not work as a badge, but certainly something similar. Or even as time goes on, I might even think that badge is all right, and we switch to that at times. But the rest of the kit's underwhelming for me. It's too similar to the one a few years ago. They've not really done anything. I would have liked them to do something more like the kit that this is based on, the zigzag 90s designs. I would have liked something far more out there. Like they've gone with the away kit with the diamond pattern and what have you, like something a bit more cool rather than a little bit more like tepid like this.
Yeah, you basically took the words right out of my mouth. I was trying to figure out what the sort of pattern that was going to go with. Geometric, is it? Sort of 90s zigzaggy. I thought they were going to go with a lot more of that, and I was sort of hoping for it when we saw that it was yellow a couple of weeks ago on the league. So I was like, oh, they might go really funky, which Hummel are capable of. They do Southampton's, and I think their away kit this season has got waves on it. So they are, I don't know if it might be they're suppressed with the creative freedom, but they are. And Madison Forward in America, they do their kits, and they're absolutely mental every year. So Hummel, it's not like they lack creativity. But yeah, I was sort of hoping for just that little bit more, I don't know, like Bavavoom, I guess, that little bit more design. But yeah, moving on though, the goalkeeper's kit. Now this is well and truly an obvious callback. Give me your thoughts on this. I quite like the goalkeeper's kit.
Yeah, the goalkeeper's kit's a thing of beauty. I think it's the best goalkeeper kit they've done. Obviously, I was quite keen on the first year, everything the Hummel did in their first year. I loved every single kit. Their black and gold version that year, that's probably tied as my number one goalkeeper kit with that. But this one is also tied with it because the kit it's based on is amazing. The Neville Southall kit, and this kit just looks great. It's just that's bang on what I wanted from Hummel, something like that. The only thing I'd change, slight nitpick, is I'd like the sponsor logo stake to be black because it's white with a black outline, but it's not. I'm not the end of the world if it's not, but that is much nicer than the third kit, the goalkeeper kit. How about you?
Yeah, I really like it. I do agree with what you're saying. I think the white on the stake stands out a little bit just because it doesn't go with the colour combination of the actual shirt. It would have been a lot better if it was black. I'm looking at the two now. I've got the two up to compare, and it does look really nice. I think one of my other favourite ones was the the one with the waves. It's the atmosphere of Goodison Park on the sound. I don't know what the actual machine's called.
Yeah, that was the year I'm talking about. They did a green one, they did a black and they did a green one, a pink one, and a black and gold, and they were all nice that year.
Yeah, that's probably. I agree. I think that's probably my up there with this. Looking at it now, and like the only other thing is like the emblems aren't central, but I sort of like that they haven't done that because then that would be too much of just, can I copy your homework type of thing. Although I am surprised because emblems down the middle seem to be quite the trend in football this season. A lot of teams have decided put it right down the middle. Is that something that you're fussed about, or?
Yeah, I hate things down the middle. I like it to be the traditional way. That's one of my biggest bugbears. Obviously, I like the kits. I always have a lot to say about the kits because I like the iconography, the imagery of the football club. I think that's as important as everything else, apart from the only thing it's less important than is the actual playing on the pitch. It's the way you look is a big part of your brand. But for me, that's something I'm glad we've never done. I hope we never do. I don't like things down the middle personally.
Yeah, interestingly enough as well, I think when me and John went for the home kit, I'd mentioned, not down the middle. And they said, they were like, yeah, no, we like it how it is, club emblem at the side, sort of the traditional way to do it. And I'm the same as you. I don't like it. I know people are going about City's kit. I think they've done it, and PSG. And no matter how good the kit is, I keep saying to people who ask me, I'm like, oh, I don't really like it. And it just boils down to that. I don't like the crest being in the middle. And it always makes the sponsor look like it's squeezed in as well. Then, so it's one of them. But yeah, the kit really, really nice. Give me your overall. Give me a rating out of 10. I think you said before, was it 5? You'd rating this?
Yeah, a 5 out of 10. But that's not because anything particularly wrong with it, and it's certainly not due to the badge, because I'm open to the badge. I like the idea of the badge, but I'm just not a fan of yellow kits. Like, the only yellow kit or amber kit I've ever really liked was the first one of the Hummel years, and even then, that was my least favourite of those three. I'm not a yellow kit guy, so I'm probably the wrong person to ask. So a 5 out of 10 for me.
What's your favourite of this what could be last instalment? Because I think Hummel, I think they're up at the end of this season. So what's been your favourite of this last instalment?
I like the home kit, but honestly, the pink away, I'm not. None of them are a 10 out of 10. The first year with Hummel, every single kit was a 10 out of 10 in my book. But this year, I think they're much stronger than the year before. And I've always wanted that tone of pink, that Palermo type pink as an away kit. It's the first time we've ever had it. We've had neon pink, we've had black and pink, we've had like coral and whatnot. That Palermo baby pink almost, I've wanted that for ages. So I'm so happy we've got it. I'm 50-50 on the pattern, but it doesn't ruin the kit for me. So yeah, probably the away kit's my favourite this year. How about you?
Yeah, it probably is the away kit. I do like the home kit. I mean, there's only so much creative freedom you can have with a home kit. I do like the sort of tower threaded in that shines in the sun. I think that's as creative as you can get with a home kit, but the pink kit looks really nice. I probably can see myself getting that as well at some point this season. So yeah, I agree with you. I think that's all we've got time for to get today, though. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the third kit and give us your favourite of the three. Terry, thank you for joining me, mate. It's been a pleasure speaking to you.
Always a pleasure, mate. Take it easy.
No worries, guys, and I'll see you soon.